So, with that said and done, it's time to continue thing with a game that, well, is also good. Let's play Space Taxi. So, alright, let's take it again from the top. Space Taxi, that's a taxi from space. And it was cracked in 84 by HGD.
Is it from space or is it just in space? This is important.
I think it's, well, in space and from space, because it's gonna go around various locales in order to drive all of its denizens in order to go to the places where they gotta go, but the places where they gotta go are not always the ones that are very, very well chosen. Alright, so here we go, Space Taxi. Yeah, by Muse Software. This was brought to you by the developers or publishers that will publish Castle Wolfenstein. Oh yeah, also, with that said, however, this game has the most boring instruction screen ever. Just like, hey, that's the instruction manual, pretty much.
Just a wall of text.
Yep. So yeah, let's begin. Yeah. 1 to 4 cabbies. You can play up to 4 players if they swap the joystick around. So yeah, just like a whole lot of games, the morning, day, and night shift just decide on the set of levels that you're gonna play. So let's start with beginner. As you might have guessed, there's 24 levels in the game, one for each hour of the day. Yep, short and sweet. So yeah, this level is just here in order to introduce you to the premise of the game. The goal of the game is just to land on all of these pads and all of the outworldly location from space, and we're here to drive people. And whenever we finish a level, they just tell you to go up, please.
Ah, Moonlander, but with a twist.
But yeah, it's not gonna take too long for the game to become really fucked up. Wait a minute, hold on a bit. We have a huge problem here. What the fuck is this crack version? It's just like, it removed the speech! That's like the best part of the game! Just like, is this a problem with like the sound shit that I'm using, or is that the version outright doing this? Ah, okay, there we go. Now we have the speech. Just like, I'm sorry, but this game without the speech is not the same.
That is some Vectrex level speech if I've ever heard them.
Yeah, this speech is awesome. It's just like, that was like something that ended up like having actual trademarks and everything. That was like one of the big things that the Commodore 64 could do. It didn't require like any peripheral to do so.
Just thinking of how different the speech and like this sounds compared to like say Impossible Mission. Like just the
And
difference
both
in sound
games use
quality.
the same technology.
I don't know, it just seems like this one just seems super scratchy.
Pad 1, please. So yeah, the early levels in the game are fairly straightforward, as you can see. It's just like, alright, there's just a bunch of pads and you just need to drive people to their destination, but yeah, whenever we'll advance to the later stages of the game, it's gonna get fucked up. Just like, the beginner section really is fairly tame and overall. It's just like, okay, it's just worldly places where everything kind of looks normal and where things work on a pretty clear-cut logic, but yeah, whenever we get to intermediate and expert, things are no longer gonna make sense. Pad 4, please. Yeah,
At least your passengers are very polite.
yeah. But that said, they become less polite if you do not respect their wishes. Like, if you decide to land on the wrong pad or something, and if you do so, by the way, you lose your tip. It's like in the lower right portion, you can see like a money counter which is constantly ticking down. That is your tip. The faster you get your clients to their spot, the more money you earn. But yeah, if you land on the wrong pad or if you have a rude landing, then you're not gonna get the tip. So yeah, this is the first level of the game which start throwing wrinkles into the way. And here, that was a rough landing. If we do a landing like that when we have a passenger on board, then yeah, we're gonna lose our entire tip. Yep, here we go. It went all the way down to 0. But yeah, that's one of those levels where you might not have enough fuel in order to do the entire level. So this is the first level to include a fuel pad. And of course, you have to trade in your hard-earned money in order to get that fuel.
So I take it that if you just completely drop that, you'll just blow up because you have a lives counter?
Yep, there's a life counter, and there's a bunch of different ways to lose life. You can either do a rough landing, a landing that is so rough that the little glowing light on the left is just going to glow red, which indicates that it's gonna be a lethal drop, or if you touch anything. So yeah, now we have enough fuel in order to finish the day. But yeah, that's about the extent as to how complicated the beginning of the game is, because yeah, it's gonna get much more complicated. That's like the last level in the game where I'd say which is normal looking. But yeah, Commodore 64 had 64K of memory in total. It had 30-something K of ROM and 38,911 bytes of random access memory. It's like I'm a fucking nerd for knowing that by heart.
Oh, I thought that was just how the C64 is set up in Vice.
Yeah, if you crash into the duty despawn, and you'll have to get another one here. Ah, okay, that's an easy level. Look at how short it is. Oh, never mind. The level is actually growing. With that said, there's a possible way to cheat this level. Yep. If you hurry up to pad 1, because the game is not gonna spawn any more pads or anything, then it's gonna end the level immediately. So, yep, congratulations, you're a cheater. Okay, no, it's 64 kilobytes of RAM. Oh, Taxi Pong. Alright, now here's another level that is pretty weird. Now we're gonna have to start dodging actual obstacles. Yep. People just live in the midst of a ping pong game, and you have to avoid the ball because it's deadly. And of course, you can be sure that the ball will land at places where you're gonna have to land the taxi, so yep, you have to hurry up here.
I don't know why, but just for some reason the voices just remind me of Thunderbirds.
Alright. Also, we must not land on the oblique part of the paddles because that is deadly. There we go, no more ping pong.
I just like to think that that stage is basically just two people who had no idea how to play ping pong, just like, I don't know, let's just take the paddles, put it on the thing, just bouncing on the paddles.
Yeah. Oh, teleports! The electrical beast level. Also, this level is ugly as sin. But yeah, you have to go into the taxi thingies because they act as teleporters and they will take you wherever you have to go, or not. Sometimes they're just going to drop you in the middle of nowhere where you have no business to be, so yeah, this level is all about randomization. Also, yeah, this level is quite the eyesore. But yeah, look at that, we're not supposed to be here, or here! It's like sometimes you'll be lucky and the teleporters will always lead you where you have to go, but right now, holy shit, the game is not cooperating. Yeah, this level is pretty harsh looking to the eyes. I do not like it. And even better, on the version of the game that I had as a kid, it was improperly cracked or coded, so whenever this level will start, the taxi will just spontaneously explode, so I always thought that the squiggly lines here was just the level being corrupted, but no, that's how it is by design. And I hate it because of that. Oh, okay, I thought that I was gonna crash in the wall here. That said, I might as well just crash in the wall if the game is not gonna spawn me where I have to go. Alright, and now this level is a whole lot easier to the eyes. No, the 64 thing was only because of the amount of memory. That was way too early for 64-bit. If anything,
Yeah,
that's like an 8-bit computer.
Yeah, it's an 8-bit computer.
So yeah, Puzzler! Yeah, the last level of Beginner. And this one is kind of a doozy, because, yeah, for Beginner, this is a level that can go horribly wrong. It's like you have to hit the buttons here in order to properly open the path to the passenger, and then you hit the wall and you die. But yeah, this level is all about randomly jumbling with the button and hope that you're going to hit the switches that matter. It's like right now we almost have a path to the thing, but not quite. There we go, yep. Somehow, in order to get nearby, we had to take the longest path. And every time you land somewhere, it will reset some progress by shutting down a bunch of random doors. So it's easy to get really confused at some point and just keep pushing the same buttons in a completely unproductive way and accomplish nothing. Okay. That's it, I kind of like the whoops noise that happens all of the time in this level. Oh, pad 3 is so close, but yet so far. I'm not even sure if I can reach it in any way from there. Ah, okay, maybe I can? No! Fuck! Okay. Yeah, now this is where things get complicated. Just like, there are so many ways for things to just become completely out of control. Now I'm just gonna flick the same switches over and over again in complete confusion. Ah, I'm accomplishing nothing! Ah, okay, finally. Oh no, that's right. I'm going to pad 3, not pad 4. Ah! It's just like I'm gonna run out of fuel before I'll even be done with this level. Oh my god. Nothing's happening for me. Yep. I absolutely do not know what to do in order to get down here. This is really, really bad.
Yeah, this looks like a nightmare.
Yeah, this level is very easy to fuck up. Just... Whoop, and I ran out of fuel. out, I better not collide on the dude. Ah, bad tree again! Fuck! Oh, alright, finally a path. I don't know how I cleared it, but I cleared it.
Maybe the game just kind of took pity.
Okay. That said, I think I need to go here because that's the only way in order to open the spot where pad 5 is. And now I think I don't know what I'm doing. And yeah, as a reminder, that level is considered easy by the game standards. Oh, alright, finally we're done with this nightmare. So yay, congratulations, our shift is over. Yeah, our shift is over. JK. Game over! The most triumphant game over fanfare. Yep. Congratulations, you've beaten the easy difficulty. But yeah, now it's time to go into the day shift, which is where things get a little bit harder. Yeah, now it's the intermediate shift. Oh, good job!
What a scene, man.
Thank you very much for the donation, KB3228. So yeah, it's now time for everyone's favorite thing in the 80s. Crossfire! Also, I don't know who the fuck will volunteer to be a taxi driver in here, because what the fuck? I'm sorry, but I did not choose to be a taxi driver here. Just like, come on, somebody has to do it, and I don't want it to be me. These people over there can go cook themselves an egg. And besides, what are these cannons even good for? What are they protecting us against? No, war zones don't deserve taxis. They just deserve scorn and hatred. I hate war. It's not good for anything. Also, oh my god, this freaking ball is going for me. But yeah, despite the very intimidating exterior, this level is honestly not that bad. But yeah, it's pretty easy to freak out whenever you first go there. Because it's just like, okay, it seems pretty overwhelming. Yep, it's time for a commercial.
Crossfire! Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do, 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 do.
Alright, make a wish, everybody. It's time for shooting stars. And they mean that literally, because, yeah, these are stars, and the screen sure is shooting them a whole lot. Also, this level is so... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Is it just me, or does it look like pads 4 and 3 kind of combined make what looks like a mustache?
Kind of. So thanks for the bit and billion, oh my god! Reading the chat whenever you're driving is not a good idea. That's how accidents happen. Don't text and drive. Well, it's not Jupiter landing, but it sure looks inspired by it for sure. Alright, and now we have to leave, which is easier said than done, because stars can spawn where the exit is, so it's kind of a complete crapshoot as to whether you live or not. Ah, hills are hard to climb, come on, man. So yeah, magnets. Yeah, that's how they work. In this level, the gravity is being flipped, so now you constantly keep going up instead of going down, which can make landings a little bit harder to do. Ah, come on. Also, I like this separator here between the two parts. Pad 4 kind of looks like an hockey stick. Just like, hey, play with magnets, and play hockey. Yeah, the reason why I stay parked at the same pad until the next customer appears is that sometime you lock out and the next customer will appear at the same exact pad. And while you're landed like that, you do not consume any fuel. So yeah, even back then we were taught about the economy of fuel being a valuable thing. Save the environment, people. But yeah, that's definitely where we can see that. Oh, whoa! A lot of the levels in this game just have completely random and bonker gimmicks. And that's kind of how the game just keeps its cards fresh. You never quite know what to expect. Yeah, that's okay. We survived the killer magnets. Oh boy, black hole! Yeah, I think you've already figured out what the gimmick is gonna be.
Oh boy.
Yep. This level is pretty fucking mean. Just like I'm kind of surprised I even managed to do a landing without losing my tip here. Also, yeah, getting customers on pad 3 and 4 is kind of delicate because the black hole is just gonna suck your taxi into colliding against the customer and therefore killing it. Come on! Don't tempt me, Prince Daniel. You know I can do this. I have the powers. Yeah, you have a fuel pad on this level, but most of the time you do not need it. It's a pretty quick level, but boy, it's going to give you one hell of a sweat. Ah, no, we killed him. No, we killed him again! Okay, third time's a charm, as they say. Come on, let's not... No! Ah, oh my god, I'm surprised that I did not die here. Okay, and now the fun part of this level, leaving, because, yeah, this thing is just going to make you go randomly left and right, so... Yeah, it's very easy for this to happen. And once again, it's fucking pad 5. It's always pad 5 for some reason. Yeah, don't worry, the black hole has successfully claimed the murderous taxis. Alright, there we go. No more Event Horizon. Outside of Grey Event Horizon. Oh yeah, this level is fun. Turbocharged taxi. Yeah, welcome to the big city, and oh my god, yeah, your taxi is definitely turbocharged. It's no lie.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you gotta be very gentle with your controls here, because a single touch of a button is just going to make you spiral out of control. That said, this level is a lot of fun though, I like it. Okay, just above, that's okay. Here at the Turbo Taxi City, we charge by the second. Yeah, go tell your physics professors about the fact that Black hole. No, fuck! I killed a man, and finally he's not coming back to the same pad. Okay, pad 1. Uh-oh, running out of fuel, hoping that I can make it to the fuel pad in time. I don't have a lot of time! Well, that's a way to refuel, I guess. Yeah. The way to refuel is to wreck. Ah, I killed him again, it's just like it. Okay, easy, easy. So boy, the people over here are really stingy with their tips. This guy just started at like $8. Just like, I don't know, for scurrying you across Dead City where everything goes at 3,000 miles per hour, better tip me more than only $5 for the trip. Oh, space mines. Okay, that's easy. Or not, because, yeah, I think you've already figured out what the gimmick to the level is. You cannot go between two dots that are of the same color. It's just an invisible barrier of death and destruction.
That's pretty dickish.
Yep. But hey, once you're past the initial shock, it just becomes a level like every other. It's just you have to be a little bit more creative with your pathfinding. But yeah, I think, however, one of the big problems with this game... Oh boy, what the hell was that voice? My voice when I get excited becomes a very ugly thing. Yay! I'm here in order to tell you about Space Taxi!
Thank you, Bob Dylan.
You're welcome! Also, I need fuel! Also, what happened to this commentary? But yeah, the big problem with this game is that extra lives in this game are very hard to come by. They're very stingy with lives in this game, which makes it so that every time you die is kind of a big deal, especially if you decide to take on the 24-hour shift. Yeah, I wonder if voice technology can enhance Bob Dylan. Ah, come on. Alright, we're getting close, but we still only have 2 lives in order to finish all of Intermediate. So it's gonna get really ugly. Electroids. Okay, so these are good news. At least we're not gonna have to roam all over the place. Oh god. Thank you, Abstrabner, for the follow. I shall not have looked at the notification, but I gotta thank my followers. Alright, it's down to this final stand. The final stands against Electroids. Yep, that's it for this level. A fairly short level, but yeah, it can be pretty easy to crash. I mean, it's definitely harder than short and sweet for sure. Okay, at the very least, we'll see all of the level in the intermediate difficulty. And I don't think I'll beat the final level anyway, because it's really dickish. Yep, Blizzard. Remember that one level with the shooting stars? Now let's add wind to the party and it's gonna be awesome. Also, this whole scenery just looks like it has been borrowed straight from like the Commodore 64 Christmas demo. Okay, you have to pay close attention to the tips of the trees because that tells you in which direction the wind is blowing. And the wind is very ballistic and will just blow in whatever direction it wants. So there's no clear pattern or anything. And yeah, come on, okay. Ah, no, fuck! And I was like the before-last customer before I could get done with this level. Yeah, we didn't even get a high score out of this too, so what a chip. So, alright, now it's time to take in one final dip into taxi territory with the night shift. Warning, we're not gonna see all of the levels in this, because the last levels of this game get absolutely horrible. Yeah, for instance, we'll start with this wonderful marvel of a level. The Multimedia Town. But yeah, the big problem is that whenever you get near these antennas, your entire taxi just becomes going in whatever direction it wants. So yeah, the only reliable way to do this is to get to a complete standstill and then you enable your parking brake. If you do that, at least you cannot be interfered into going either left or right, on the up and down, and that's nowhere near as big of a problem. But yeah, this is how much of a dick this level is, because yeah, the interference can reach you pretty far down here.
So your parking brake works while you're flying?
Yep.
Oh no. Hey, taxi, you blew up. What's wrong with you?
In fact, I'm just wondering if we're even gonna see any of the other levels, because, oh my god, I'm doing very poor on this level.
I'm just imagining now, like, drifting around a corner using your parking brake, but you're flying.
Ah, okay. Yeah, this level is so mean. And it's just like, also this is a level that goes on for quite a while, because, well, you probably have noticed by now that the more pads there is on a level, the longer it'll go on. So yeah, with 7 pads, this level can last for a while. And every time you have to go underground, this is when the level gets absolutely miserable, because holy shit, it's so hard to go down here, as you probably have noticed earlier.
I also love these voices a lot.
Yeah, these voices are so adorable. Okay. Okay, now, easy now. Alright, and we exact revenge by destroying all of these fucking antennas. So yeah, it's a taxi maze. Well, it's the tamest maze. Just look at this. That seems pretty... Whoops. That seems pretty clear-cut to me, except that I forgot how to drive.
That's okay. No, does anyone really know how to drive?
But hey, at least this level gives you a lot of possible ways to get to the exit. And look at that, we're already ready to leave. Whoops! Yep, the level just pulled off its trump card. It definitely is a dig bag because it forces you to take the longest path possible in order to get to the end. And holy shit, I cannot drive.
That poor man died, and he trusted his life to you.
Well, it's his fault, not mine. As the guy in the Deus Ex reboot says, I didn't ask for this.
I didn't ask for this.
Okay, now let's do it slow and cautious. Not too slow because you don't have enough fuel to take your merry time here. Alright. Yep, the taxi rides are still going, but they're not gonna go for very long because we have one life left and the night is still young. Oh yeah, the Switch! This level is just wonderful. First of all, it looks like shit. And finally, the gimmick for this level is that your controls are all switched up. So right now, going up is down, and by the way, your controls are randomized every time you play this level.
What?
That sounds stupid.
Yeah, it sounds awful.
Yeah, the controls are never the same whenever you play this level. So now, okay, right is left, and up is right.
So, you don't have to do with reverse controls, it does it for you.
Yep. It does more than reverse, it just mangles them beyond all possible control. So yeah, you have to be as delicate as possible here. Oh, and here's the worst pad to get to, aka the one where I have to do a very gentle squeeze. Yep, this level is like having a mushroom on your head and Earthbound, but at least your controls cannot switch mid-level, but the way that your controls are switched up is never gonna be the same. Okay, now the difficult part is to stabilize yourself horizontally. Whoops. No. The mushroom head will just randomly change your control to whatever they wanted you to have. Oh boy, alright, and I figure that's gonna be the last level we'll see. Because, yeah, here's what the problem is for this one level. Yeah, there's just a wall blocking us off here, so we cannot actually go and you know, do the simple thing and everything. So, hopefully I'll be able to get on camera the proper way in order to do this. Yeah, you can see that we're just bouncing off this thing non-stop. So, what we have to do is, we need to have a big swing, and yeah, stabilizing yourself is really hard. But yeah, if you go fast enough, you can pierce the invisible barrier, and that's how you go to the top portion of the level. And as for the last few levels, I unfortunately do not remember what they're like, but they're really nasty. So let's finish in a cheerful way with the immortal cabbie screen. Yep, I definitely played this a bit. Just a little bit. So anyway, that'll be it for Space Taxi, everybody. Oh yeah, with that said, however, I think we see some of the levels, like in the other levels that we haven't seen yet. Oh, this program is copied by Mr. HB. But yeah, one of the demo is gonna show us like one of the incoming level that we haven't played yet. I think that's like level 6 on the advanced difficulty, or 7. This is one of 25 different screens.
Lasers.
Yeah, only 3 pads, but oh boy. This level will make you hate a whole lot of the journey through this level. You have to be really quick. Also, that noise just kind of gets under your skin. It's like even the AI is just panicking, or the person that actually did the demo here. And now it's time for the taxi to do the only natural thing, which is to fail. So anyway, that'll be it for Space Taxi, and let's chime it in one final time.
Hey, taxi!